One time like this, make it pop like this, make it knock like this, make it drop like. One time like this, make it pop like this, make it knock like this, make it drop like.
Hello. Ladies and gentlemen. Did I mention ladies? It's my pleasure to introduce myself. I go by the name of Ghost. I will be your tour guide through this story. This story was created for my future son. Unfortunately, as I got into it, it became a lot more than I bargained for. So sit back, relax, and enjoy. If you groan, roll you something up. And pour yourself a drink. If not, get a juice box, bitch. I don't give a fuck. This story is written as real people, and written in the format of an anime. So don't get sidetracked by the images. I'm just poor and can't afford real actors.
As me and Kaito laid there stuck in shock, we could feel the blood droplets falling off of us. We understood how serious the situation was now, and what we had to do to get out of there. Having my mom's blood on Kaito sent him in a frenzy to get her help. At that moment, Kaito's only goal was to get her out of there. Kaito laid Mom down to see how bad the wound was. It was bad. After the shock wore off, we realized how much Mom was bleeding. There was a hole the size of a silver dollar going through her lower abdomen area. The drones were heading towards us once again. I looked around, taking in everything that had just happened. When everything finally sunk in, I quickly grabbed Mom, hoisting her up with her arm around my neck. I had to get her help, and I had to do it now. I couldn't let anything else happen to her. I looked back and Katsuo was still standing in the same spot Mom got shot. Katsuo, come on, let's get out of here. I need your help carrying Mom. I can't just run now and let them get away with this. The strongest man alive is supposed to protect all the weak people that can't fight for themselves. With tears in my eyes, holding back, trying not to cry. I stood there facing down the group of level 4s. I'm going to pound them into a grave so deep they'll never see light, even if God comes and takes them away. Katsuo, let's go. We don't have much time. We have to get Mom somewhere safe so we can get her checked out. Katsuo didn't budge. I hurled my hand towards Katsuo's back. A stream of water came rushing out towards him, wrapping around Katsuo, and formed a water barrier in front of Katsuo. Katsuo walked forward, approaching the wall of water. You idiot, don't be stupid, you're worrying about pride. There's more pressing issue at hand right now. Are you really willing enough to walk into your own death? You know you'll never make it through.
Kaito can change the density of the water he uses, so walking through that thin layer of water would feel like swimming through miles of sand.
I repeated once again. We don't have time for this. Mom is seriously hurt, and we have to get someone to help her now. He ran back towards me and Mom helping me carry her to the end of the passageway. Once we got there, we hoisted her up through the escape hatch and headed out. We reached the outside finally, but Mom's wound was bleeding out even more. We have to get her somewhere safe and somewhere that she can get help. We both started to panic. Then I asked Kaito where we were going. Dad's airship, he said. He said that Dad had to have a medical team or something at the ship that would help with situations like this. Kaito told me to check the map, and since I have no sense of direction, I told him to do it. There isn't much longer to go, it's just over the ridge, he said. Finally, we start to approach it. We couldn't wait to get there, hoping that when we did, we'd find some way to help Mom. Something so great would definitely have to have something to treat wounds and injuries, I assured myself. As we started to run faster, I noticed it got really quiet. Katsuo must have noticed it too, because we both came to a complete halt. We stopped for a while, then slowly kept going. As we kept walking, I started getting this sinking feeling that something bad was going to happen. Something bad is about to happen, said Katsuo. 64 level 4s rushed out from behind the bushes from the left and the right, making a total of 128 drones. All of them storming out from their hiding places with guns drawn. I turned around to find another path, but then the 15 that were trailing behind us in the passageway that were trapped behind my water barrier came from the secret passageway, completely surrounding us in every direction.
All who go against the order must die. So either submit now, or face your death.
The droids started shooting their energy rifles, shots streaming through the air. Mom tossed herself in front of us. Me and Kaito reached out for her hands, trying to pull her out of the way. Mom's body dropped to the ground like gravity just put everything it had on her. One of the energy shot hit right around her heart. I knew right away it was over for her. She wasn't going to be able to get up after that. Once again, Mom put her life on the line to protect us. The shock of what just happened sent me in a frenzy, then my body went numb. This is bad. This is really bad. We have to get her help now. What will we do without her? All my thoughts got jumbled, and this weird feeling took over my body completely. Out of nowhere, a huge blinding ray of light flew out of me and Kaito's body, shooting straight up into the air. Then the ground started shaking violently. We screamed out all the pain and torture we had inside for what was left of Mom's life. The life that lay in front of us motionless, losing its light every second that went by. This was unacceptable. They were going to pay for this. They got away with it once. This time, I'm bringing everything to the table.
All kings are born able to use abilities, but the full extent of their abilities won't unlock until a certain level of stress is put on the body, fully unlocking their soul's full capability.
The bright lights disappeared, and me and Kaito stood there fearless as ever, our eyes with the most hateful looks in them. My body had the weirdest feeling in it. The ice I could normally mold and shape felt different and way more powerful. Kaito must have felt the same way because before I knew it I was knee-deep in water. The water dashed up into the air, then started falling down toward the drones. The water in the sky started separating and changed into the form of water arrows. Freeze them all, please. In case you've forgotten, I can't control my powers. Is that it? Are you mocking the great strength of the strongest man alive? On the contrary, I believe in it 100%, but we don't have a lot of time left, and I need you to show that power right now. I trust you, Katsuo, and I know you can do it. The water was coming down, and the drones were taking aim at the water. I picked a spot, visualized what I wanted, and coordinated it with my power. Instantly I froze over 1 million water arrows, making them strong enough to rip through the drones, leaving them useless. I could never have done that before. The arrows came down, but the drones were already locked on and were shooting them down. Most of their shots were wasted because even though the arrows looked solid, when the energy shots hit them they turned into slush. This was all Kaito's fault. If he hadn't put me on the spot rushing me into this, I would have been more prepared. I know he thinks this is my fault. That idiot. If he had spent half the time practicing using his powers instead of flaunting it, he would be able to use it productively. Anyway, the slush fell out the sky, but when it hit something it broke apart into snowflakes. It took a while for all of that to completely stop falling out of the sky. This left us wide open for attack. The drones began firing at us in rapid succession. Before I could even move, Kaito threw up another water barrier and made the water as dense as an Olympic-sized pool. The water barrier sucked up all the shots like they were mosquitoes to light. The size of this water barrier had grown so much it tripled its original size and was now able to reach out and grab things around it with thousands of water hands. The hands took hold and drug in anything in their paths dangerous or not right into the barrier's depths. The drones started scattering from all of the damage, quickly getting out of range from the hands. At that moment me and Kaito used the distraction to try again with another set of ice water arrows using water from the top layer of the barrier. Everything was going good, they looked like perfect iced arrows, but when they shot the arrows down they were still water on the inside. The water on the inside of the arrows dripped out of the sky, but again as they got closer to the ground they broke up into snowflakes falling to the ground. With no other plan of attack the drones began firing upon us once more. The wall continued to eat shot after shot once again. As I looked around to see what I could use, I noticed there was a lot of snow on the ground and on the drones. When the shots had stopped coming at us, Kaito took the opportunity to send water flying high in the air and let it fall.
Stupid humans. Don't you see, your attacks won't work on us? Shoot it down again, squad.
I told Kaito this time, instead of arrows make it form a huge water ball. I want to try something. The snowball came ripping down out of the sky with the velocity of a shuttle. It took a while, but they eventually shot it up so much that it broke apart still in the sky. The snowball exploded and snowflakes spread out all over the place.
Bring out the big one.
From out of nowhere they brought out a huge energy cannon. They aimed it at the barrier and fired it. The force from the cannon was so tremendous, it ripped through the water barrier the second it came in contact with it. The drones surrounded us, Katsuo, and I finally came to a complete halt with our hands in the air and began smiling. Snow was everywhere, and they were tired of playing around. The droids broke formation, slowly creeping towards us, the cannon and all their guns locked and loaded.
All who go against or try and break the order must die.
Die? With my hands held in the air. How can you kill us when you haven't realized yet that you're the ones that are already dead? The drones repeated and came in closer.
You fools will now become slaves to the order.
I stepped out in front of Kaido. Anyone wishing to take one of our lives has to go through the strongest there is to offer first. I slowly put my hands on the floor, trying to visualize what I wanted the ice to do. One of the droids tried to fire his gun, but it froze in mid-blast, causing the gun and the drone to explode. The drones scrambled from all the confusion. I laughed. You idiots haven't even realized yet. All those arrows you shot down turned into snow. Now all that snow sank into your compartments and on the floor. Any last words before I destroy the rest of you guys? I flashed them an evil grin. Me and Kaido got up and turned to walk away, heading towards Mom's body. The drones took aim and fired their guns, but in an instant they all froze in a solid block of ice and exploded.
This story is meant to do one thing, and one thing only. I won't give you answer now, but when you realize what it is, I hope it brings you the same peace of mind it brought me. There's no agenda or propaganda that comes with it. I give you my hand openly, if you choose to accept it. Oh, like and subscribe, you lazy ass, punk bitch. With love, Ghost.